Hey guys, Kelade here. Welcome to my Mythic Grong kill/commentary video. For this fight, when the boss gets pulled, we are going to be using all of our cooldowns right away as we charge onto the boss. And we're going to be moving the boss up here to the upper right of the room. As far as for talents on this fight, we are going to be using Endless Rage, Double Time, Sudden Death, Warpaint, Carnage, Dragon Roar, and Siegebreaker. And then the first mechanic that you guys are about to see, the Reverberating Slam. For our melee group, we just kind of stack up together and we move out as a group. It doesn't matter if you go left or right, but ideally you have at least one other person go with you in the same direction. And we'll get to that in a second. And right after that first slam happens, about 20 seconds into the fight, these two ads are going to spawn. Of course, they're not always going to be here, but hopefully for you guys when they do spawn that they're clumped together like this. So that way you can AoE them with your Whirlwind Cleave. So you always want to take advantage of that if they are this close together. And then whenever these ads die, they do bounce you a little bit away from them. So just try to get bounced in a way where you can kind of just charge back in the boss and be careful. Because if your DPS in your raid group is something close to ours, when you charge back from the first set of ads, there will be a reverberating slam on the floor. So you want to watch out for that you don't charge right back into something there. And then of course the Tantrum mechanic, just, if you guys are trying to push it at the most optimal times, generally you want to push it at 50 rage, right? 2 Tantrum stacks, relatively easy to deal with. If you have to push at 75% sometimes, that's fine too, but you are going to be needing a lot of raid cooldowns, right? Those are probably also going to be times where you want to be using your in-range regen or your rallying cry or, even your health pot, for example. If you guys get to 100 rage, that's most likely a wipe, so you want to make sure you're really on top of the orbs for that. For these beast throws that you guys just see the boss throwing a tank at one of our DPS, you want to try to get away from the boss as far as you can. Your raid will likely have a spot that they've picked for yourself. That's, when you go away, that's far from both melee and range. So just watch out for that. Another set of reverberating slam. I think as I'm watching this video and I watch it backwards, one thing that I could have done better during those slams is that I'm kind of moving like directly right or directly left. And it's kind of a bad idea because there's some times where I'm like taking just like one slight step out of melee, so just try to ride maybe diagonally, that way you kind of go through the boss, because it's not like he like cleaves the front or anything, right? Just make a path where you can stay in melee range the entire time. Unfortunately, I would say that for this fight you just want to watch out for your like big wig stuff. So hopefully it's fixed by the time you guys are doing this fight, because I think for this fight some of my ad timers for my add-ons aren't working perfectly, so they're not at the exact timings, but ideally your add-ons are going to show you when the ads are going to spawn, so you want to watch out for that, right? For example, if the ads are going to spawn within 5 seconds, don't use your DPS cooldowns, because you are going to have to switch to the ads ASAP, right? It's very, very important that the instant the ads spawn, that you guys try to get on them and kill them as fast as you can. So once again, these two ads die, I kind of get bounced away from the raid, but luckily still close enough to charge, so we charge back onto the boss. Another thing about using your cores, if you are the ones that are going to be using them, when you use the cores on a boss, the rage that it depletes, right, either 25, 50, 75, I guess, or 100, it doesn't take away any extra, right? Any extra rage will be kept. So if you use the core while the boss is at 60 rage, he will use up 50 rage for the 2 tantrums, but then he'll keep 10 rage for the next time. So you definitely want to make sure that if you guys are using the cores, that you kind of want to get it in a way where you just get to 50, use it. That way he starts back at 0 rage. All right, so the rest of the fight is relatively the same. There's not that much more. I guess if you're range DPS, it could be different. There's some stacking that range have to do where they have to move coordinately around the room. But for melee, relatively easy. Get to a leg, right? Whenever he does a slam, that's about to come up in like 1 or 2 seconds, right? The slam, move out, and then move back to our spot. Super easy. When the ad spawn, kill it. There's not really more to it than that, so that's it for the fight. Oh, sorry, one more thing. That Ferocious Roar, you want to make sure that you're standing within, I think it's like 8 yards next to a target. Just be standing next to somebody. So there's 2 times where that might be an issue. One is when he does a reverberating slams, you want to make sure that you're either all dodging to the right side or left side, and if not, at least have a enough of a split in melee where there's at least always somebody next to you, right? The other one is when the boss does bestial throw and your tank gets thrown, you want to make sure that when the tank gets thrown to you, that you run back to either the boss or the ads with the tank next to you. Because if you just charge off and you take off, you guys will most likely get both feared, or the tank will get feared, which is even worse than you getting feared, right? your tanks really need to be able to do something here. And the fear that you get on this fight is not able to be broken by Berserker Rage as far as when I did this fight, and you can't break it with anything else. So be careful with that. Unfortunately, I did get hit by a Tantrum there, though I did see I was going to get hit by it. So I did use Enrage Regen when we were able to survive there. So luckily there we had that, and I think we had Darkness below us too, but just be careful if he's doing both a Tantrum and that other mechanic. And of course, when the boss gets close, if you guys have like a core left and the boss is at 5% HP, you just use it, kill the boss right away. Or you can do like the method version, kind of, where they basically push the boss to like 10% HP, had 2 cores, use it both at once, kill the boss, right? Either way, just know that the cores deal 5% damage. And as always, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Feel free to subscribe to see more. See ya.